I want to tell a story about the most funniest entity that so far I have ever channeled. Maybe not the most funniest, but one of the uh, interesting entities that I have channeled so far. So his name was, how do we call him? Drunk Dude Niedritis. Well, maybe in English it will be Niedritis. In complete Latvian, it's Niedritis. Man, that was so funny. Well, first he had a beard, and he was really drinking a lot, and he was. We channeled him 2 times. The first time he was in a group of maybe 20 people audience, and then some people asked questions to him. Well, you were drunk and you were bad and you did not grow spiritually or something. He said, how did I not grow spiritually? What is spiritually or something like this? And then one person asked, but you were drinking a lot? And he said, yes, me and my boys were drinking a lot. And he said, oh, why did you do that? And the Niedritis was, I'm trying to be polite. And he was getting angry because he wanted to, hey, you scum, or I don't know how in English, a very weak person in a funny name, how you say it, I don't know, something knob or something, I don't know. Hey, you weak person. He said, hey, you weak person. I'm trying to be polite. And then when he said that, I felt that he wants to get on his feet and he wants to, kick that person, hit that person. But it was so funny because at that moment what I felt then was that the channeling communication has its own rules, has its own regulations or something like this, that he is not even allowed to, without asking, or even isn't allowed even to ask whether he can get up in his feet, whether he can use the legs, whether he can go and hit that person. He's not even allowed to ask that. And I felt that, and I said, well, but I said to him, well, but you know that you cannot do that. He said, yes, but this was in my communication with him, and I was starting to laugh because, but he was really nice, and I had the computer with me always now, and I want to draw some cartoons right now. I was thinking maybe I can draw a cartoon about this Niedritis, how he was. I even made a song for him on guitar. I just posted recently. So another thing, he said, me and my boys were drinking, and then the person asked, can we go and meet your friends? Can we go and talk with your friends? He said there wouldn't be any reason to do that because they are all blankets. Well, in Latvian it's like they're completely weak persons. They cannot stand on their feet. They always are drunk and they always are lying on the bed, on the floor, on the bed and everything. The really strong drinking dudes. And he said there would be any reason to do that because you will not get any words out of them, usable words or something like this. And and some people ask, what happened when you died? He said, well, what happened? I don't care what happened. He said, well, how was it? He said, no difference at all. He said, because he's a man with inner strength, a man with inner power, and he said that's nothing for him. And I even wrote a song about him, that Niedritis, nobody had the strength, nobody had the courage to stand up against Niedritis. There was only Niedritis and weak persons. Nobody had the strength to drink that much as Niedritis. It was only Niedritis and only weak persons. And when somebody asked him, did you had a girlfriend or something? He answered, no, because no woman can drink that much as he. But then when I saw pictures, I saw that he was looking at the woman who was like drinking, and then she threw the bottle down and was like, whoa. And he had some kind of sympathies with her. He had some kind of a connection with her. But the idea now, from my point of view, looking at him from my own perspective, was that he said that when he drinks 2 liters of beer and half liter of vodka, he gets the, man, I'm finally myself again, man, I'm finally my person again. And when he doesn't drink, he's like, he feels weak, he feels exhausted, he feels like a weak person, like a small child who cannot do anything. And when he gets drunk, he can do big jobs like lift some heavy things and something like this. He felt when he was drunk, he felt that he's finally his true self, core true self. And what I felt, he was in brown energy. Brown energy represents strength. If you use brown energy, you can get aggressive, and you can easily lift, bend, and have strong inner power, really strong. Also, his true self was that, his true being was that to be somebody strong, to prove that he is strong, to be somebody with inner power, to be somebody maybe not aggressive, but to be somebody that just goes front, has his arms, and just goes directly and doesn't think about anything. He didn't think about reborn, he didn't think about spirituality. That was no match for him. He doesn't look at the weak things, he just goes with beer and goes. Also, another thing was, persons asked, what will you do in your next life? He said, well, I want to explore the family life. And then they asked, what do you mean by that? He said that there were these persons around me that find something in the family life, and I want to see what's in there, what's in the family life, women and children. That's what I felt. He wants to see what's going on there. He wants to feel what's going on there. And this was interesting. Also interesting was another issue. After those channelings, when I saw somebody with beer, and I was looking at the beer like this, but I don't drink. But then I tried to drink a few times, like a glass of beer or something, half glass maybe. And then there was, man, I had these channeling stuff. Really, you can get maybe not affected, but for a period of time you have some kind of a similarities with that person who you channel. So this was also funny. I started to look at beer, but no, it's nothing again. So what else was interesting about Niedritis? They said, did somebody help you to be born? He said, yeah, there are these some kind of he said, dudes or freaks or something, that they do something with energies. They make you smaller, bigger, and so on and so on. But I don't mind. I don't care. And the most funniest thing at the end of this video was that when Niedritis died, he was looking at his body who died, and he thought, man, also this body is just a weak scum. This body is no match for me, for Niedritis. And this was the most funniest thing ever. So we have channeled really many entities. I always say we have channeled because now I have taught channeling to a bunch of people, and we meet in time and we channel for each and every one of us in time. So so I always say we now. And what else was interesting? Oh yeah, a bunch of entities we have channeled, and sometimes I think I cannot imagine those things. But sometimes I think, well, maybe there are a few things that I imagine. But then I think, well, but those things I have known before. I have knew before. Like, for example, I have heard the name Niedritis before somewhere else. And then I thought, well, my mind is doubting, whether this is information or this is my imagination sometimes. Not all times, because when Enrico comes, there's no shadow of doubt that it's Enrico and everything. But still, from time to time, I get doubts. But then I think, whatever, because that information that was coming through, it was so, the people felt so energized, the people felt so excited, the people felt, man, now I understand. But I have zero approach to it. I have zero added value to this, because I'm channeling and I don't have my mind connected from outside to see what's going on. How do you feel that energy is outside of my body? And so I thought the main and most the main things that are most important, what I know is that, first of all, the energy feelings, excitement, loving feelings, all kinds of feelings. The second is have a different approach, different point of view of those things from your life perspective. For example, some people are stuck in their life, they cannot go on, and they want some kind of help, private help, channeling help, and so on and so on. So in this case, through channeling, you can get the craziest point of view, not even imaginable point of view of many things, many situations. And this is the most interesting. And there was always a third thing, which was most important, but I always forgot about it. And when I try to memorize it, it takes me maybe 10 minutes. And then, oh yeah, that was the most interesting thing. And then the next time I would say, yeah, and then there was this third most important thing about channeling, and I always forgot. Again and again. So okay, next video I will make another video just in a few moments about I don't know yet. So ta-ta.